Welcome back to the Sakuga Cast, guys. It's me, Methuselah, and I'm here with Daniel Lewa. And we're back, and we're better than ever, every single Tuesday. And today is actually a really special episode, and it's really important. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the minifigure of the week. And I'm actually going to ask Daniel to go ahead and do his first, please.
Okay. Should probably move this out of the way for now. My minifigure of this week is none other than Glutinous.
Okay.
From Ninjago Seabound.
Really?
It's a very different type of figure. In that it only has a body and a head and spider legs. It's very faithful to the on-screen depiction. It's just missing some sort of monocle, but it does have a magnifying glass, so can't complain. And it's just quirky and fun. It reminds me even of some of those the little droids in Jabba's palace in Episode 6 of Star Wars, with the upended. Who knows what that is under it, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's very beautiful and quirky and fun.
Cool.
Minifigure of the week.
It's kind of weird, but no, it's cool. I guess.
Had to do a Ninjago because all today we're talking about Monkie Kid, and so to appease everybody.
Okay, I'll just get mine over with. It's actually also Ninjago. Surprisingly, this is actually Whiplash from Ninjago. This is actually my only Ninjago set I've ever had. Is Ninjago Spinner Pack, Whiplash, and I barely rebuilt him back. He's 100% complete. And these Gen 1 skeletons are the best Ninjago minifigures. Period. Okay? And the legacy ones are just ugly. Okay? I said it. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think you'll find a lot of people disagreeing with you on that.
Well, Daniel has Samurai. He's going to trade me one day, but regardless, it's whatever. I could tell Daniel's really excited for today because he's really passionate about this topic. He's really very passionate about this. Why do you think everybody hates Monkie Kid, first off?
I think there's a lot that goes into it. If you're just asking, okay, why does everyone hate Monkie Kid? I don't think everyone hates Monkie Kid. Initially, when it was announced, people were like, oh, it's trying to replace Ninjago, just like what Legends of Chima tried to do and what Nexonites tried to do. It's definitely not trying to replace Ninjago. The whole purpose is totally different. The whole market is totally different. The fact that it's so similar to Ninjago in a lot of ways it confirms that it's not trying to replace, because they're meant to exist side by side, which seems counterintuitive, but we can get more into that. So I don't think it's hated anymore. Really, it's just not universally accepted and available, and so it's hard for people to really get into it.
Well, I'll say this much. I think the minifigures aren't that great for Monkie Kid. I think there's two standout minifigures out of every single Monkie Kid wave, which have been Lady Bone Demon and Spider Queen Lady. Those are the two cool minifigures, and the rest are just kind of,
Yeah.
But that's my make a play with Monkie Kid. I think the sets are just like, a lot of them are super cool. It's really diverse. There's like almost something for everyone. There's kind of cutesy sets. There's demonic sets. There's more middle type sets, and it has a lot for everybody. I think it's just an accessibility issue, and people have a hard time connecting to it. But as far as original action themes, that's probably one of the best. I think the Bone Demon, I'm just gonna outright say it, the Bone Demon for Monkie Kid is one of the best, if not the best, original action theme Lego set. It's just crazy. But my main gripe being a minifigure guy is with the minifigures. But regardless, me and Daniel and I, we both made a list 1 through 23 of every Monkie Kid set, discarding the Monkey King brickheads. That's a brickhead set. I would categorize that rather than a Monkie Kid set. But we did 1 through 23 just completely ranked. Daniel's list is a little bit different than my list. And then I calculated the average of both of our lists into one singular list. And I also did make a tier list maker for all the Monkie Kid sets. I'm not sure if anyone had done that. I couldn't find one, so I could link that as well. But me and Daniel and I, are both of our least favorite set of Monkie Kid is actually the same.
Yes, it is. And that is Sandy's speedboat.
Yep. Sandy's speedboat.
Yeah, Sandy's speedboat. So, if you don't know what Sandy's speedboat is, it's based off of kind of a bayou slash Everglades airboat, you could say, where it has a huge fan on the back and it's meant to kind of just glide across the water. In the book Journey to the West, Sandy is a river, like a river monster. He's like a river, I don't know if it's like a river god, but I haven't gotten to that part of the book yet. I've been reading it and it's been really great, but I haven't gotten to Sandy yet. But so it's interesting having a lot of aquatic themes, especially with Sandy and with the other Monkie Kid sets, because it's based off of a character who lives in the water. Or at least at one point lived in the water.
Oh, so I didn't even know Sandy lives in the water.
Yeah.
I think with the big fig things, so it's really only this and the power loader mech, also the drone copter a little bit. But I think with the big fig builds, it's kind of like they have to make a lot of room for the big fig to stand in, So it's makes it a little less compact. The speedboat I built back recently, and it's an interesting build. It's just not that engaging, not that cool. The best part about it is the little side build, which is the Spider Queen. The first time we ever see the Spider Queen, and her little nest. That's the best part. But for being the worst Monkie Kid set, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
No, you could do a lot worse. The colors are fun, and that's something we'll see with a lot of these Monkie Kid sets. Is there's a lot of color and design consistency throughout the different characters' vehicles and builds. So, for instance, Sandy has a speedboat. He has his power loader mech, which we'll get to. They have the same white, blue, orange, and the white dragon horse builds all have the same kind of green, white, light green, dark green. So they share a lot of the things across them, and I think that brings a nice consistency to a lot of the Monkie Kid sets. But at the same time, it does hurt it, especially when we'll start looking at MK's vehicles, especially his side builds. But yeah, this is not the most fun set, and it's kind of a weird Technic build base. At least it has wheels on the bottom so that you can use it on carpet and have it work just fine. But
yeah, I can't remember really any of the functions it does or whatever, but that's enough about that set. The average of both of our opinions, the next one would actually be the White Dragon bike. I forgot the official name of it. Is it just White Dragon bike jet?
White Dragon horse bike.
Yeah, it's just weird. I think these could be actually interchangeable. These two, like White Dragon horse bike, is just kind of like eh.
Yeah, I think it suffers from trying to be the cheapest. It was the cheapest of the first wave, and it split the budget across several different builds, including the little Demon Bull, basically like a gateway build, and the bike itself. And so neither of those really ended up as a winning build. They both kind of are subpar.
Yeah. Was there, like, especially the
crazy.
first wave of Monkie Kid, so many of the builds were just huge, and then you get a small one that seems kind of skimpy, so they didn't really seem that well-rounded of a wave, maybe.
Right, and the fact that the cheapest one was $35, the White Dragon horse bike set was $35, it kind of made Monkie Kids seem even more inaccessible to people who, like us, when we were growing up, we only had like $10 a month to spend on Legos, so we'd get cheaper stuff, whether it was a Bionicle or other cheaper Mars mission stuff that was more accessible at Walmart.
Mhm.
It's different when you have a theme that's only sold in Lego stores in the West and online. That where the cheapest one is 35, so it's like a second layer of inaccessibility to a kind of inaccessible theme already.
Sadly enough speaking. Um, both of our Okay, that's just weird because your third least favorite is actually the Flaming Foundry, which is crazy to me. My third least favorite was the Monkey Kid's Cloud Bike. Actually, the average of our opinions, the next one would actually be Monkey Kid's Delivery Bike. Would actually be the next one. But do you think that that is deserving of? I put these two in F tier. Do you think the Delivery Bike is deserving to go up to the next tier here?
Yes. The delivery bike doesn't do anything wrong. The delivery bike is just a perfect, cute little poly bag and actually something that's cheap and accessible. The problem was it was only, you could, at least in the West, where I got it in the US, you could only get it as a gift with purchase when you buy a Monkey Kid set at the Lego store. And so fortunately I was able to get something and get the poly bag with the delivery bike, but otherwise it's pretty difficult to get. But it's cute. It has a little noodle delivery box on the back and a fairly unique Monkey Kid minifig.
Yeah, it's just like some people might be like, oh, why isn't that the worst one? It's just a little bike, but I think it's so charming, and like this is surprisingly one of the most unique Monkey Kid figures in his little restaurant outfit, and it's charming. It speaks a lot to the character. Only a little bit of the show I've seen, it's like, he's the noodle delivery guy, so I think it's really cute.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, so I'd put it in a tier above those other two. We should talk about the Cloud Bike, I suppose, next. What's your thoughts on Monkey Kid's Cloud Bike?
Monkey Kid Cloud Bike is a set that really leans into something that Ninjago has perfected with the bike dueling bike builds. And actually Ninjago hasn't done it for a year or two now. But it's the whole idea of, you have a bad guy motorbike and good guy motorbike, and that's it. And so it does that perfectly fine. I mean, there's nothing I could say wrong about it. This actually includes a very exclusive minifigure. Spindrax only appears in this set, which is awesome because it's a cheap set. I mean, of that wave, it was the cheapest. And to get such an exclusive minifigure as that Spider Henchman was awesome. Also, the good guy bike, MK's bike, does have the cool feature where the wheels move up, as well as the disc launchers that shoot out of both sides. So it's perfectly serviceable. It's nothing exceptional, but I think it is C tier.
Yeah, for sure. Spindrax is kind of carrying it. He's a cool minifigure. And you barely, there's exclusive minifigures of Monkey Kid, but it's not like that much exclusive minifigures, but
less and less, yeah.
Yeah. When we made our list, we actually didn't, the only set we didn't have our hands on was the Power Loader mech, but since then we have it. So has your opinion changed at all?
I'm actually a sucker for this. It's very simple in the fact that it's just like a mech, no knees, but it has great functions like the punching wrist and the spinning staff, which is like a jumbo-sized version of Sandy's normal scale staff. And it looks great. You know, I think it's Sandy's best vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not something that's super crazy, amazing, cool. It does have an exclusive print for Mo, so there's that.
Yeah.
If we're not going to get variations for Sandy, at least we got a variation for Mo. But I like it a lot. I don't know if it beats out some of these other ones.
Well,
I could probably leave it where it is.
I like it a lot too, yeah, but it kind of, I think should stay where it is. But I'm definitely open to change it because I think it's better than like the Cloud Jet and the Cloud Roadster, which we haven't even put up there yet. So I'll
I
place it
might
where
agree
it
with
is
that.
now,
Yeah.
but we might actually have to tweak that now that we've seen it. Yeah, it's really cool. It's
Yeah.
a pretty solid build. It works good with the big fig, and the little features are fun. I think it's pretty
Yeah,
charming.
definitely.
We'll do it in this order. Let's talk about the Flaming Foundry, I guess. I'm surprised you ranked that so low because it would have been higher. Because I ranked it higher, you ranked it lower, so it kind of came in this weird medium spot.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool build. I mean, it's like a moving castle. It's like a dark fortress, I guess, in that respect. Um, the Demon Bull, smaller Demon Bull guy is interesting. Uh, I don't know. I think it has a lot of play value, and it's cool. Why don't you like it?
I'll start with saying that it does work well as the villain base because Monkey Kid, especially the first year, came with so many of the Demon Bull clones, and so having space to put a lot of them where they can be doing stuff and helping fuel the Demon Bull King is cool. My favorite part about this is the dump truck that comes out the front. It's just a really kind of like stubby, chunky build that is actually really cute. The rest of it, though, is just kind of, it's a lot of gray. It just kind of, it's very symmetrical, so you have two of kind of the same thing going on. And I don't know, it's just a big square, kind of takes up a lot of space without too many functions. Light brick is nice, but the other nice thing is the brick built Demon Bull King before he gets all super powered, and that's a cute, if not creepy build. But there's just nothing about it that's like, wow, so amazing.
Yeah, I understand. It has Princess Iron Fan, which is cool, but she came previously in the Demon Bull. I think this set, the Flaming Foundry, is overshadowed a lot by the Demon Bull King because the Demon Bull King's just like cooler, better, more dense.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, the fact there's not a single exclusive minifigure in the whole $140 set is a little surprising. I mean, it's not like we need exclusive minifigs and everything, but the distribution has been so bizarre, especially for us, where we are big minifig fans, and that's a big reason why we get sets. It's harder to justify something like that when the minifigs aren't anything new. But if you don't have a Demon Bull King, then you get Princess Iron Fan, and the exclusive brick built Demon Bull King is cool.
Yeah, for sure. Would you want to say it's B tier or top of C tier as of now?
C tier for now.
C tier top of now. Next for us was actually the same designer as the Power Loader mech. It's the Red Sun's Inferno Jet, which I think is pretty cute. It didn't really like crazy stand out to me, but I think it's really solid. It's I don't know. I think you liked it more than I did, to be honest.
Yeah, I did. It had a very simple design ethos where they just wanted to make a single engine plane, just kind of all built around a single rocket engine, which you can tell that's what's going on with some whole like bullhorn aesthetics also. And some comparisons have been made between this and the Ninjago Boulder Blaster, which is fair because both of them you're meant to hold like a gun and shoot it, and this one fires two of the spring-loaded launchers. The thing is, I like this better than the Boulder Blaster, and maybe I'll get some flack for that because a lot of people say the Boulder Blaster is better than this, but I have to disagree because that one is operated with your thumb and it's a gear and it's not as satisfying. It can be satisfying, but you have to shoot all 6 darts and then pick them all up. This only has the 2 darts, and what's cool about it is it's meant to fire the darts successively, so after one shoots, the next one shoots right after, so it kind of has a nice little shotgun effect in that regard. And plus the fact that it's a trigger, I mean, we don't want to promote gun violence for sure, and I don't think Lego is doing that, but this is definitely a very fun build.
It's cute, I guess. I don't think it's crazy special by any means, but it is like, especially if you're on a lower budget, that's a really solid thing to get.
Yeah. Exactly.
We put the Cloud Roadster next, which now after I rebuilt the Cloud Roadster, I think that Sandy's Power Loader mech and Cloud Roadster should be switched where they are right now.
Are you sure?
Do you agree with that? Well, I don't know. It looks cool. It's like whimsical, quirky, but when I'm building it, the build is so random. The designer put in a little frog. I get the designer has to put in the frog for each set he does, but like why? And I don't know. Do you think it belongs next?
The frog is in there for anyone watching inside that cage.
Gosh.
It's such an interesting set because it's so visually striking. Like it's big, has the giant air intakes on the side, massive motor that you can pop in and out. Typically you can pop in and out. And in a lot of ways, it's really fun. They're bringing in a lot, like the function from Power Miner's Thunder Driller with the rotating clouds in the back. But that's really the only function. You have the rotating clouds in the back, and you have the stud launcher, or the spring-loaded launcher in the front. Otherwise, it doesn't really do very much, which, it's a car. Cars don't have to do a lot. But it's such a big car. This was $70 when in retail.
Gosh.
And you would expect something like that to have a little more going on. But it is striking, and it was featured in a whole episode.
Gosh.
So I don't know, because it kind of represents, here's Monkie Kid vehicle, very over the top and quirky, but nothing crazy.
I think it's okay. I like once it's complete, I like the look of it. And I know you don't like red and yellow, but me, I kind of do. So it's a quirky, whimsical build. It was a weird build, I'll say that much.
So weird.
But I think we keep it where it's at right here. After that, we actually had one of your favorites, the White Dragon Horse Jet. If you want to grab that, but it's like, I think it's really clean looking. You're more attracted to cooler colors. I'm more attracted to hotter colors, so this stands out more to you. It looks cool for sure. Like, it's really sleek. Looks like a horse in the front. As far as it has the cool figures with it as well, the Kraven the Hunter spider figure, and yeah, but it's cool.
This is so beautiful. From the first images I saw of it, I was just struck by the two things: the color scheme, the fact that the designer, Chris Perrone, was able to use a combination of this like spring green, medium green, and teal, and have those all accentuate the build together along with the white. It was just so beautiful, and using the Nexonite shields to get a scaly effect like a dragon is just perfect. So I love when some of those design elements are incorporated for a character, because May is based off of like a actual the white dragon horse spirit. Haven't gotten to that part of the book either yet, to be honest. But having kind of some of those design elements, like the front of the jet even has this horse-shaped snout and eyes. And so being able to incorporate all that while still having a very sleek, very beautiful, elegant, kind of sci-fi looking jet with a clip to hold the weapon, always appreciated, is just phenomenal. I love it. So I would rank it highly.
It's cool, I guess. But would you say the Iron Bull tank is better?
No.
I guess that was the average of both our opinions. I could see that being switched. Yeah. We could definitely do that. But the Iron Bull tank, I think, is just fun. It's like it brings out the army building part of the first waves of Monkie Kid. The Demon Bulls had such good army building potential. That's one of the things I like about the Flaming Foundry. Even though it's a blocky type build, it's still a cool base. And I could imagine even having 2 Iron Bull tanks, and it's pretty cool for army building. But it's just a simple, lower budget thing, not too crazy, and I appreciate it. You obviously like it more than the Flaming Foundry itself.
Yeah, because I think it accomplishes more in with the parts that it has than the Foundry does. It's very it's like perfect size for, like you said, kind of a massable vehicle. You could army build with it. Comes with a bunch of clones, and great feature where you open the top and the
Ooh,
toxic waste rolls out.
yeah,
It's just fun,
that's just
fun
cool.
and quirky, and you can still shoot the stud shooter through there. So, and I think you're right. I love the idea, kind of harkening back to Nexo Knights, where you have massable villains as far as army building goes, because Ninjago doesn't really have it to a large extent anymore, since they're really limiting the amount of sets they come out with per wave. But with something like this, where the Demon Bull clones have carried over for several waves, the Red Sun keeps coming back up, Princess Iron Fan. So you could really kind of make armies with this hierarchy, because you have like the Grunt Bull clones, and you have General Ironclad, who's slightly different, and he's general. And then you have Red Sun, who's over that, and then you have Princess Iron Fan. So having that kind of hierarchy can be very fun for army building or role play in that way.
Yeah, but that's one of the things the Nexo Knights did well, but that's a different topic for a different day. Uh, like looking at our list, it's like questionable because we have Lion Guardian next. And I really like Lion Guardian, but is he really better than all these? I'm not sure. I could definitely agree with putting Lion Guardian a few down. Um, but I just love the look of it. Like, yeah, like since you got the Nyan Lion, I think that one's a little bit more compact and cool. But this one's just, I like how whimsical and fun. I'm more of a sucker for creature builds as well. Um, but I think it's solid. I think it's solid.
I think it is solid, and while only briefly shown in the show for just like a couple seconds, that's a running trend with a lot of these things. Uh, it's very striking. It really kind of brings the color scheme of the Monkey King Warrior mech back, with more gold and some of the Keat orange, flame yellowish orange, and the yellow and the red. So it gets to be a lot. Like it's very busy visually with everything going on. But I think that's the point. A lot of these things are supposed to be over the top, and something that we've talked about before is that something that sets Monkey Kid apart from Ninjago, its biggest quote-unquote competitor, is whimsy and silliness. Ninjago does have aspects of that, but they're sprinkled throughout, especially these last couple waves of Ninjago. It takes itself very seriously. It's a lot more self-serious, and I love it for that. It's very fun. But Monkey Kid leans way harder into kind of the silliness aspect of everything. Yeah, because you have a giant peacemaking water demon turned helper, and you have all the like demon bull kings and everything. The Lego team have really taken out of that and found some of the quirkiness within it, kind of the fun, because you could take all of this very seriously, and you could interpret it as very intense, and some of the things are intense, but the fact that they're leaning more into the whimsical side of all of this sets it apart from many of the other original Lego action themes.
Yeah, I fully agree. Would you put like maybe this behind these guys? Something like that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, I could actually agree with that right there.
I will say that the arcade that it comes with is super
Mm,
cool.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it can't combine with any of the other builds that we've received, like that we've seen in Monkey Kid so far. It just stands on its own, and so that's kind of disappointing. But it's very cute, and it is an iconic location in the show. So to have the anti-gravity arcade represented in the set form is really nice, even with a little claw machine that it works. So,
This
but yeah, that's
what's
that's where I'd put it.
um next is actually this cloud jet. Our list is weird, and I'm not sure if I agree with it anymore, so we could switch things around. But let's talk about the
Yeah.
cloud jet a little bit, because when you first got the cloud jet, I was looking at it. I think, I think it works really well cohesively with itself. I thought the colors were nice. I like the. I don't know. It's definitely like, yeah, screams Monkey Kid. And what was the price point on this one?
I believe that was about 60.
Rip. I don't know. I think it really worked really well. It's like, well, I'm trying to find the. Oh yeah, the motorbike comes out. I'm trying to find the words for it. It's doesn't take itself too seriously, but also it just works.
Yeah, it does feel very kind of complete. It's a solid thing. It's very complex when putting it together. There are definitely places where you could struggle with it as far as the technic structure goes, but it's a very striking silhouette. And very
Yeah.
unique, different from anything we've seen before. I don't love this, and especially the back is kind of flimsy with everything going on. The best part about this set for me is the bike, because it ditches the exorbitant amounts of yellow that we've been seeing in Monkey Kid's builds, and just goes with kind of the white and the red and teal with a little bit of white and gray, and I think that looks really quite beautiful. As far as I saw, it was based off of a motorbike from the anime movie Akira, which I haven't seen, but I've seen clips of the bike, and just kind of this very elegant sci-fi shaping and sloping works really well. And so I'd say this is what stands out to me from that set.
Yeah, for sure. I
So
think
it
that's
is
kind of what I was thinking of. It's a kind of it's kind of anime to me, the way that those two black things are kind of accents are coming out, and then the Akira type bike. So I think we could keep that where it is. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
Definitely better than the Cloud Roadster, I would say. Build is more straightforward. But I think we should move on to A tier next. 'Cause I can't see Pigsy's food truck being like, I can Pigsy's food truck. I feel like has to be A tier. It's just really quirky. It's like you were saying, the whimsical side of Monkey Kid. Um, it's a food truck with a pig that shoots meat sausage out of it, and it's a battle truck as well. Just look at that. Big fan of this set for sure.
This was one of the things when I first saw Monkey Kid announced early last year, 2020. This was one of the sets that really kind of told me what this theme was all about. It's kind of taking some of the battle aspects of being an action theme, as well as the quirky, wacky aspects of what this new theme could be, including a pig shooting mascot on the top, and the fact that inside there are weapons stored in the refrigerator, so this thing can turn into kind of a mobile base of sorts for the team. And just, yeah, having a food truck, which is something we rarely see in Lego, represented in a action theme, was very unique. And I think that's very special. It's a very special set
Yeah.
that kind of represents some of what Monkey Kid's about.
Yeah, it represents the whole theme really well. And Pigsy's a cool minifigure. He gets his chef outfit, so it has pretty cool figures as well. Next up for us is actually the drone copter. I think I agree with that being next. It really looks the best with its shipping crates on it, and I think the shipping crates are the biggest highlight. You don't have them on them right now if you're watching the video, but the shipping crates fold out into these, like there's the spider one, and then I think isn't there 3 shipping crates it comes with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
But that's the main highlight, and I think it works decently well for having it being a big fig seated vehicle. And it is more red and yellow. And it mixes teal within it as well. So maybe Daniel's not the biggest fan of that. But it's fun. I think it's fun. It's definitely not the best Monkey Kid set, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It is a lot of fun. It's very different as far as silhouette and shaping and functionality. It's very different than anything we've seen in other action themes before. And what is most appealing about it, I believe, are the containers, because they represent cute little functional side builds that are good for play, display, whatever. So this one is the purple one, and it has a gun, like a massive cannon, to be used by the spider queen and her henchmen that could be launched from the back. Very elegant, and that closes up very nice. So and it's kind of indicative of a lot of the small builds we get in Monkey Kid, where a lot of care is taken to make them have a lot of personality. And I think that's kind of true in the Flaming Foundry as well, where the giant build itself didn't have a lot of personality, but then you have this quirky little chibi guy that has a lot of personality. The drone copter itself doesn't feel like it has a lot of personality, but the side builds, like, literally, this is a bunk bed and a library for Mr. Tang, like, in a shipping container. That's amazing. There's, like, on the back you can see the Monkey King Warrior mech represented as a poster, because Mr. Tang is a mega nerd in the show. And so this is the part of the set that I just love. May gets a giant workstation base with all of her sweet gear and an arcade cabinet. So just some of these small details they just have so much fun with. But I don't know, maybe they feel like they can't make the bigger builds quite as whimsical or something, because the giant drone copter itself, yeah, it's just like a big red and yellow thing.
It just feels like a big skeleton without the containers. So the containers are kind of carrying it, I think. And that's where all the play features are at, too. Like, you rotate Sandy around his little turret. And I think his little joysticks, control sticks, are kind of cool for the big fig. It's kind of cartoony. And the speakers and everything. But I could see we could put it here for sure. This next one is actually one of my top 3 Monkey Kid sets, but I don't think you ranked it as high. It's the Monkey Kid RC Race, and it's just so perfect. It's so cute. It has the little Inferno truck and the little roadster, and it has an exclusive Monkey Kid skin, an exclusive Monkey Kid minifigure. It's like, it's so it's the cute part of Monkey Kid. So that's why Monkey Kid has that big spectrum of from cute to demonic and a lot of stuff in between. So I'm a big fan. I feel like a lot of people be like, oh, it's just a stupid little thing, but just the charm to it, I would put it in S tier. Okay.
Well, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. It is fun. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the cheapest Monkey Kid set that's not a poly bag or a brickheads or anything, which isn't saying a lot. It's like $15, but it is really cute. Literally having small representations, like, you can totally tell that this is the Cloud Roadster with the huge wheels on the back and everything. You can't mistake it. I mean,
so many people like micro scale things. Like, so many people like seeing big things down to micro scale versions. Yeah. So it's cute to see that within the theme.
Definitely, yeah. And it's just funny how it comes with exclusive Monkey Kid and an exclusive Demon Bull clone with a racing outfit. So it's pretty fun. I like it a lot. I don't know if I would have ranked it as high as you did, but we can keep it there.
Wow. I can agree with this next one being high up in A S tier, because I guess I'll talk about it first. Pigsy's noodle tank is like almost an upgrade of the noodle truck. They're both similar Like I think that they definitely should be on the same tier, but I would put it higher. It's just even more quirky. It's even more quirky. It's a ramen bowl with a buffet all around it, with chopsticks in the back, with the menu in the back, and it's a fighting thing. Like this is, yeah, no, this is way too good.
Yet again, another clear winner when it comes to just totally wacky. Like I wish I could have been in the room where it was decided they would make this. Like, oh, we want something for Pigsy to use as a battle machine. Oh, why don't we just make him have a ride in a giant noodle bowl that also kind of serves as a restaurant? So I could see why the tank would be appealing for a lot of people, because a food truck. I mean, sorry, Pigsy's food truck could be more appealing because food trucks are real things. Giant ramen bowl tanks aren't. And so this is solely kind of a battle machine. But you could use it in universe as a restaurant. I mean, Mr. Tang is in here even as an exclusive figure. Very exciting. Helping with everything. I think it's amazing. It works really well. It's a lot of fun. And there was something else I was going to say about this one.
It's just
No.
It's just
amazing.
quirky. It's just, yeah. It's like an upgrade of the tank. I think it just looks cooler too on display.
Yeah, it does look really good on display. I was gonna add its show appearance. It's only in one episode and very briefly, and as far as I remember, it's kind of a rebuild of the food truck. So basically, the food truck gets destroyed by the competitors of Pigsy Noodle Shop, Speedy Panda, and they basically have to rebuild the truck into a mech. I don't know if it looks quite like this, but it's kind of a similar idea. So you can kind of see some of the food truck in here, like the pig shooter it carries over, which is awesome, and the big rake in the front carries over, which is also cool that this is on both of Pigsy's vehicles because that's his weapon in the book as well. That's what he uses, is just a giant rake. So
yeah, I
looks
can
really
see
good.
that.
And all of Pigsy's stuff looks really good together.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see how that's a rebuilt version of the truck, even though as a giant bowl now. But it's cool. It's I would maybe put an S tier, but actually with the S tier Monkey Kid sets are like S tier though, so I think it's okay where it is. I can't say much about the next one, the Red Sun's Inferno truck. You have more experience with it, but I guess all I could say is that it looks really cool, has cool features. I did see the part of the show where Red Sun uses that. The animation of the show was super awesome. But yeah, maybe you could talk just a little bit about what you like about the Red Sun's Inferno truck.
So at first glance, you may look at this and be like, well, why do you love this so much if you hate the flaming foundry? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One, it's not just a giant square thing. It's a really cool kind of Mad Max inspired apocalyptic giant truck. Very over the top. It works really well. Crane on the back, lots of features. Launching weapons. They have a bunch of bull clones. And the best part about it is that it has a split function. That's one of my favorite scenes in the show. That's the one I showed Matt. Was Red Sun when he's driving this. He's like telling Monkey Kid, I don't drive anything that doesn't have at least one complex transformation. He like literally pulls out a Lego instruction book that shows this coming out of the Inferno truck. I just lost it. So meta. Anyway, this is a very dense, cute trike. It has gotten a lot of flack for being too dense. Unnecessarily so. Like you can see, there are hinged things that don't do anything. They just are there for structure, like structural support. But it's so beautiful and so unique for any kind of trike build. The way it comes together and the way it looks, I love it. And the fact that the truck stands on its own after it splits is also awesome, because when you remove the trike, it also exposes stud launchers, which I hate to use, but it's cool that they're there for your imagination. And that also looks amazing. This just looks like a giant monster truck. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this for all of those reasons. And it also comes with the Speedy Panda shop itself. You can see on my display in the back the Speedy Panda shop, which in the show is the rival to Pigsy's Noodle Shop. And so to have that side build, which is exceptionally detailed and cute, come with an already amazing truck vehicle build. I'm a sucker for vehicles, so maybe that influences my decision. Just makes this a beautiful S tier Monkey Kid set. But I would say it's on the low end of S tier.
Okay. And I would say it's a top A tier, but I think these last six are the S tier ones.
Yeah.
These last 6 that we have. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, okay, I would agree with that.
But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying about the Red Sun's Inferno truck. It's crazy. But let's just riff. Let's just riff this out. We know what our number one is, but I think out of these ones, my least favorite one is Monkey Kid's Secret HQ boat. Okay, it might be different for you. I think you might be looking at Spider Queen's Arachnoid Base, but that's just the difference between us because you like vehicles, not like creatures. So either of those two could be next. Am I right in my assumption?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah.
So I'll talk about Spider Queen's helmet.
Let's talk about Spider Queen.
I think this is something I could talk more about. I did do a speed build for this, and it is just wow. Like it's like a base creature. Colors really pop. I compare it a lot to the Hive Crawler from Galaxy Squad because they're both, giant bug creatures. The Hive Crawler from Galaxy Squad definitely, its function works a lot better. The crawling legs. This one has so many more play features, however, and it's just bigger, more bad A, and it's just cool. I'm just a sucker for those creatures, and it works really well. But what do you like about this?
The birthday hat does not actually come with the set. We just thought it looked good on
the birthday hat.
This is such a cool build. Hold on, I'm gonna bring my mic up. That sounds terrible. The Spider Queen's Arachnoid base is awesome. And I think it is interesting to compare it to some of the other arachnoid-inspired builds that LEGO has done over the years, specifically Hive Crawler, like you said, which has a much better leg function, I would say. The Hive Crawler, when you move it on the ground, all of the legs oscillate in tandem. This doesn't have anything like that. All of the legs are different, 4 of which don't move at all, 2 of which you can move up and down manually, and then the front 2 actually has a nice feature where you move the banner in the middle and you can move them up and down. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. After I built this, I was a little disappointed because the only good place to grab it is on the back, and when you try to move it on carpet, it does not move. So I have a feeling this was developed on a desk or something on a hard surface, and it's like, oh, this works great, it's awesome. But you can't, I have short carpet, and you cannot move this thing without breaking something. So that was a huge drawback, especially trying to move it. It's a base, it's a mobile base. You want to be able to move it. But that aside, I agree with everything you said. The colors look awesome. I was talking to someone the other day. I was like, oh, the colors don't actually look amazing. I'm like, all right, that's fair. I don't love the red and yellow. Some other people don't like the green, neon green, and purple. But otherwise, it's very imposing and is really representative of the whole Spider Queen faction.
And that's like we were saying, Monkey Kid does best is big, scary builds and something else.
Well, it's like creepy bad guy builds that are kind of imposing, and then whimsical, wacky good guy builds.
Yeah,
it's like
for
that
sure.
very big dichotomy there.
So yeah, that's kind of like one of the lower tier ones is like stuff that's not really either of those. Like Sandy's Speedboat, for example, it's not crazy whimsical, exactly. It's not big and scary. But as we go higher, it's more the quirky and the the cool. So,
Mm.
um, this is your first Monkey Kid set. Is Monkey Kid's Team Secret HQ?
Yeah, that'll always have fond memories for me. So we built together when I got that on, if you remember, Brothers Day 2020. I got the Team Secret HQ. You got Kylo Ren's shuttle. Two of our favorite sets we have for sure, I think. But so I'm not gonna say that nostalgia or good memories plays into this that much, but it was cool. Okay, I keep thinking about like when I first saw this set. It was interesting because you have Ninjago already. Right before getting this set, I had built the Ninjago Legacy Destiny's Bounty, which is amazing. It's a really nice build, very fleshed out, very elegant, very sleek, and is a beautiful representation of the Destiny's Bounty on screen. And so this coming along and being like, oh, you had a boat base of operations in Ninjago. Now we have a new boat base of operations for Monkey Kid. It's like, okay. But it's a good point of reference to really see how Ninjago and Monkey Kid are different, because Destiny's Bounty, very elegant, very sleek, and, you know, kind of takes so seriously. Yeah, it's a flying boat and whatever, and ninjas with elemental powers, but you could say it kind of is a much more serious take on a boat, you know. Whereas the Team Secret HQ is way over the top. You have the containers and the big huge billboard and the crane, and there's literally a kitty door into one of the containers for Mo, the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really excels as a giant playset, not only as a vehicle. When you open it up, there's a bay for the mech. There's a hammock for Sandy. There's a toilet for everyone to use. The designer of this, which interestingly was the designer for Sandy's speedboat, just really put so much thought and love into crafting a beautiful toy display piece and something that's very representative of what Monkey Kid can be as a whole. So that's why I put it there.
I guess the reason I put it lower is like
That's my thesis.
it doesn't like look. I don't think it screams Monkey Kid really, because it just looks like a boat with shipping
Really?
containers. Yeah, I guess maybe once you go deep inside of it and you open things up, and then you'll see that. Which I guess it's a secret HQ, right? It's supposed to be disguised, but maybe that's what doesn't stand out to me in that regard.
Well, do you have something else to say about the boat before I say something else about the boat?
Well, the boat. No, that's really all I have to say. You have a lot more experience with it, so it's fair.
Okay, this is an appropriate time to bring up something that I've noticed generally, having all of the Monkey Kid stuff, is modularity and compatibility. So, let me explain. In the drone copter, Monkey Kid's Team Drone Copter, you have these beautifully made shipping containers. On the Team Secret HQ, you have what look like shipping containers, but they're actually play spaces. It's so frustrating, and I know this was developed probably after the drone copter was probably developed after the boat, but the fact that there's not a good way out of the box to integrate these with the boat is so frustrating. And how cool would that be if Monkey Kid's team, if they keep having this theme of the shipping containers, of having kind of a standardization. Okay, we can put them on the boat, we can put them on the drone copter, or whatever they come out with next year, or we can kind of swap things out. What a fun way to really encourage getting other sets and swapping out containers, whatever they may have in them. The other thing that does this are the little mini buildings that came out in the first wave. So you have in the Inferno truck set the Speedy Panda shop, which is cute, awesome, really nice, fun scale. In the Monkey King's Warrior Mech, which we'll talk about in a minute, it has a really cute little build of Pigsy's noodle shop. And they can go together. So they're meant, like, they have pins on the side for you to pin them together and make a little cityscape for Monkey Kid City.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool, and it's awesome. They've never touched that standard again. Like with the arcade or with this vending machine, yeah, you could build it, like add in pins and connectors or whatever to try to fit it in. But the fact that they tease this idea like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to make some modularity, like mini modular buildings with Monkey Kid, and then drop it a wave later and go with something that stands on its own. You can't merge together. Just it was so frustrating. And
Hey,
not everyone's gonna have that same frustration because not everyone's gonna have all the Monkey Kid. But you see where I'm coming from, though.
hey, guess what? You're fine. Okay. Not every single set from every single wave can interact with each other. Okay. Yes, there's shipping crates on 2 sets, but I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get custom with it. Okay. I'm sorry. I see
Thanks
what
for
you
calling
mean,
me
but it's
out.
like what?
Don't be a
Who
baby
else
about
besides you has every single Monkey Kid set?
Duck bricks? I don't know.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I totally get it, but at least you could be happy about what modularity there already is. They already considered some of it, not the shipping crates. But
I know.
yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay, I won't say anything else about it. But I hope in the future, if they decide to like introduce something, that they can kind of play with that a little more.
Hey, how about we advocate for like Legend of Zelda Legos instead of these shipping crates being compatible? Okay, that's where I put our energy.
You're right.
What's your next least favorite one, honestly? Because I'm looking at, and
I don't know. These are all flawless in my eyes.
it's hard because I love the Demon Bull King so much, but I know a lot of people don't. And Flower Fruit Mountain's great, Monkey King's great. Let's just go ahead. Oh, let's do Demon Bull next because you talked a lot about the Secret HQ. I could talk a lot about the Demon Bull King because it's the first and only Monkey Kid set I got. Later gave to Daniel because he can have every single one. But the beauty of this set, like when you're building it, it's so fun to have all these different colors in a demonic set. Okay, how many demonic Lego sets do we even get to start with, right? This has stickers of flesh coming off it. It has chrome, it has gold, it has orange, has light brick, has yellow, has a flaming hand, has a flaming axe. The only complaint is it doesn't have that many functions, but just put that on display. You could do a lot of play stuff with it because it is a mech. It doesn't have a lot of features besides shooting out the studs, etc. But wow, that's what really popped out in the first Monkey Kid wave. It's just crazy, and that's like what we were saying. It does so well, these big scary builds, and then the whimsical cute builds. And I realize not everyone loves it, so we could put it next. But just it seems like trying new things, and it is based off the book. But it's just so cool. That's the word. It's cool. It's raw. It's dope.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. And it really makes me think of the hero's journey, the well-established trope in literature where you have a hero goes on a quest to fight incomprehensible evil. You see it in Star Wars. You see it in whatever it is, Dragon Ball or Dragon Quest, or really any sort of media. Mistborn. What else? Like everything.
Everything has the hero's journey.
journey. So, Legend of Zelda. This gives me kind of Legend of Zelda vibes. Anyway, so it's important in a hero's journey not only to have a hero who's willing to put himself out there and to learn and grow to fight an evil, but it's really important to have an evil that is intimidating, that is bad, that you can feel like the catharsis. The Demon Bull King is someone that you want to, well, depending on who you are, but like as far as the story goes, someone that you would want to take down. It's such an imposing villain, and we've never seen like a bad guy built in something like Ninjago on this scale. Imagine if Wojira or the Great Devourer or something like that was done with the quality that the Demon Bull King had. it. I know it's another one of those things, and we kind of talked about last week on the cast, where it's tough when the Lego group does something so right, and then you kind of have to hold them to a higher standard on some things. But you see what I'm saying? Like it's an appropriately imposing villain for at least during the first year of Monkey Kid, the heroes to take on.
Yeah, big villain builds, and I always love the biggest villain build set. And yeah, it's scary. Princess Iron Fan even adds even more scariness to it. It's the first set with Princess Iron Fan. It seems more sinister than the Spider Queen base, to be honest, just because it's like metal and flesh coming out and metal rib cage, like everything. There is one set that might be a little more sinister, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Between the Monkey King mech and the Flower Fruit Mountain, I'm just gonna let you choose what's next.
I'd put the mech next.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
Monkey King mech.
Not everyone would agree with that, and probably there won't be anyone who totally agrees with this whole list. We don't even agree on this list exactly, right?
Yeah, it's rough estimate. I think Monkey Kid mech is just epic and awesome. It's just so over the top too. It's like beyond over the top. So much painted gold. It's super like so many accents. It's just the tail. Yeah, it's way over the top. I think it's dope. I wouldn't say it's just as cool as the Demon Bull King because I just think he's cool, but Monkey King is epic, I would say.
It really does have that epic premium royal feel, and that is something when you think of a king you would want to emulate, right? So having this be the Monkey King warrior mech, having the record at the time for the most gold drum lacquered pieces of any Lego set ever, really gives it that feeling of elegance, of royalty, and is extremely striking on display. We've seen a lot of mechs before, especially in Ninjago, with Zane's Titan mech and Lloyd's Titan mech, or they're these great, very premium feeling mech builds. But this is something that takes it to a whole new level. That's very elegant, very refined, while still having, like the cape, a cloth cape on the back, as well as these, like a skirt almost, armor padding on the front and on the sides, with flags on the back. It's just so, again, over the top, and that's something we've been saying a lot with these Monkey Kid sets. For the good guys and bad guys, they have so much personality, and those are the sets that really shine when they just exude that character and personality, and that's exactly what this does.
Not only that, the Monkey King mech and the Demon Bull King, they bring out a lot in each other. It's two big,
yes,
baddie mechs that could just fight. It makes you want to get both of them. So yeah, they both bring out a lot within each other. So I can agree with that. It has, a more side build to it than the Demon Bull King has.
It's a lot of side builds. Yeah.
Side build. Hashtag abolish side builds. But we'll do this
side builds. Can I talk
flower
about
fruit mountain is next, and I think it's cool. It's kind of just like a mountain with water. The minifigs are awesome. As far as minifigs, it might be the best Monkey Kid set to get for minifigs. Just so many monkeys. Okay, macaque, Daniel's favorite minifigure of all time. Macaque is there, and it's elegant. It's fun. It's super unique to Monkey Kid. Granted, so many Monkey Kid sets are unique, but it's a location build, and if you feel the history of it, you feel the history of the journey to the west through this.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It has that kind of, what would you say, historic feel, certain elegance to it.
You can feel the lore.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It feels like a real world, like a fantastical world that's filled with lore. And it is. Okay, so this is a part I have read in Journey to the West so far, where with Monkey King's birth story, how he came out of a rock, and how he's like helping all of his other fellow monkeys on the mountain. It's cool. In the instruction booklet, it talks about how this set was inspired by some paintings, like typical Chinese paintings of landscapes, and especially some of the unique mountainous landscapes that you can only really see in China, with the clouds kind of drifting through and everything. And it really is stunning. Even just as an art piece on display, this thing has quite a presence. It's very long, medium height, and just really exudes that kind of, yeah, like it feels like a fantastical world. The figures, of course, that come in it are amazing. The most exclusive figures in any Monkey Kid set so far, which is appropriate. It is the most expensive Monkey Kid set. None of them. The only one. It's like one of the only sets that doesn't have MK, which is actually a relief.
What a
But
relief.
it has Monkey King from when he was a baby to when he growing up and learning until he was a king. Has Macaque, amazing in the show also, and in set form, the only set that he comes in so far, and is beautiful. Doesn't have a ton of features, mostly just being the opening rock as well as the waterfall that slides open.
Yeah.
But this was done by the same designer, Li Yu Lin, who did the Sandy Speedboat, and what was the other one I mentioned that she did? The
HQ.
HQ. Thank you. Yeah. So, and you can tell, and she has a little blurb in the instruction booklet. You can tell how much love she has for the source material, Journey to the West, and for the new characters.
Yeah, it's like one of a kind as far as the Monkey Kid sets go. It's like the only landscape build. It's like it's almost like a storytelling thing. It's cool. It's unique. It's special. It's cool on display. You know, but there is one set that trumps it, undoubtedly.
Yes, here we go.
Do you want to talk about it first?
You can go first. That's fine.
The Bone Demon. It looks. It looked so cool in the pictures. And then once you got it and were building it, it looks even cooler in person. Like, what? Like I said at the very beginning of the podcast, it's like one of my favorite original action theme sets ever. Because it's just, let me just say it's cool. And then it's like having the coolness level of the Demon Bull King, but it has super good plate features, being able to split it into different components. Also has good minifigures. Also is glow in the dark. Also is epic. It has to be the number one. Like, it just has to be okay.
Yeah. I would love to talk to people who disagree with that because, yeah, for both of us, this just shines above all the other ones in terms of the best set so far of Monkey Kid. So a little background in the show. I gotta be careful what to say. I won't give away how everything goes. So just so you're warned, if you for season 2 of Monkey Kid, if you want to be totally spoiler free, tune out for a second. But this is the big bad. This is the big bad, kind of like the Thanos of Monkey Kid, you could say, the equivalent. Because at the end of season 1, Lady Bone Demon actually possesses the Demon Bull King to fight Monkey Kid and his team. And then the entirety of season 2, she works with the Spider Queen, and the Spider Queen basically works as like her underling, or doing like Lady Bone Demon's bidding without her really knowing. And in the process, they're trying to find a bunch of historic artifacts of power in order to build this. So this mech, well, it's not a mech, it's like a creature, a bone creature, has been built up for like 2 seasons, kind of, it feels like, as the big bad. And I won't tell you how season 2 ends, but I will say that we might see more of this lady in the future. And I really think that the designer of this, who It was worked on by both Justin Ramsden and Simon Lucas as the set designers. They just knocked it out of the park because not only does it look good in this form, but in the true spirit of Lego, it detaches into a bunch of little builds, like a spider. I won't show all of them right now, but for instance, the shoulder pads that are just the armor for the main build are actually their own little demon spiders on their own, filled with skeleton parts. And so when you build all of these little creatures, there's a scorpion, there's like a crypt, there's the head, there's a little baby spider here. And you build all of these little parts, and then you can put them all together and take them apart to form the whole demon. That's everything what a good Lego set should be, right? Amazing on display, amazing for play, unique, and the fact that it's Lego lends itself to being something you can take apart and put back together. And so the fact that they did that makes me so happy.
And comes with a crappy Monkey Kid side build mech.
Okay, let's talk about side builds real quick while we're at it. Actually, is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, yes, I won't whine about it because we should be putting our energies into getting Legend of Zelda Lego instead. But I will say this, I am so sick of Monkey Kid's random little side builds that won't stop. There are more. I haven't. Well, of course, this one that's not really a side build, but you can see here. There's his little mech, Marvel mech that he comes with in the Bone Demon. I understand the need for having side builds. It's conflict in a box. You can build a good guy thing, you can have a bad guy thing, you have them fight. What good is something like this going to do against the Bone Demon? Like, and the fact that we keep getting so many, and there's just these little generic flyers and things, and little mechs. I don't know. Am I being irrational about this, Matt?
You're in a way, because you have every set, so you have every side build. Like the average person, like they're gonna get the Bone Demon, so then at least they have something MK related. They're gonna get something else. But if you have every single one, you're just gonna accumulate these side builds like crazy. There's something to be said about just like how many kind of cruddy side builds, I might say. Because there's such things as a good side build, in all honesty, but some of these are just like lackluster. Like,
amazing.
Yeah, like the arcades are good side builds, and a lot of the building stuff in Monkey Kid is good side builds. But yeah, I see what you mean, but at the same time, it's really a privileged problem of having every Monkey Kid set.
I know. No, I think you're right, but it's another one of those things where it's like, oh, they've set the bar so high with some things. Well, trying to live up to that. But my goodness. And the fact that MK comes in almost every single set, and it's almost the exact same figure. This isn't even all of them. That's just how it goes. Okay, but some of them are different because look. In this one, he has a teal undershirt and a slightly different jacket. And this one, he has a red and white undershirt.
Yeah.
Headphones.
So, in general, you could see here, this is our tier list, and everyone's going to disagree, but you could definitely give some feedback on what's your favorite. I do want to give a shout out to a couple people on Instagram who actually replied and said what their favorite Monkey Kid set is. So, we have at Daisy Ben saying her favorite Monkey Kid set is Harry Potter. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's just a typo. And then also shout out to Elemental Jedi 82. He says, Monkey Mountain just because of how many monkey figs. And I agree with that. Yeah. It's monkey time. All the monkeys are cute. Totally agree with that, man. So one other thing is we did a whole bracket on our Instagram at Sakuga Build of every Monkey Kid set. And the general consensus the finals came down to the Flower Fruit Mountain and the Monkey King mech. And it's pretty tied up, but as of now, the Flower Fruit Mountain is winning by 55% to 45%. But those results will still be posted on our permanent story, so if you want to check out the the whole bracket was there. So it's kind of good to see the general opinion. A lot of them might actually agree with this list. A lot of our people who voted, a lot of the followers, because it wasn't too far off of who was winning in the brackets. But yeah, shout out to everyone who participated on Instagram. I'm gonna link this final list, the list maker, the link below if you want to make your own. But do you have any final things you want to say about Monkey?
So going back to the tournament, just a couple of the things that were a little surprising. Well, and if not surprising, things that don't line up with what we put. So, for instance, the Pigsy's food truck beat out the Pigsy's noodle tank. Okay, we have that the other way around. Let's see. This one really surprised me. The Flaming Foundry beat the Spider Queen's Arachnoid base, 53 to 47.
That's interesting.
It's really close, but that was really surprising that the Spider did not win against the Flaming Foundry. Let's see, any other big surprises?
I don't know.
Yeah, really, these S tier ones made it really far, and I'm interested to see who will win because it's so close right now between the Flower Fruit Mountain and the Monkey King Warrior mech. I can see why the Bone Demon didn't get to the finals because the Flower Fruit Mountain is a worthy competitor. But it's good to have that.
For sure. Yeah, we can definitely tell how passionate you are about the Monkey Kid. I know you don't want to get discontinued, but I'm sorry, man. It's gonna happen. First video and now this. I do apologize.
I know, two of my favorite themes. I don't know if this is going to get discontinued. Today, BrickFanatics.com posted a story saying that LEGO's discontinuing Monkey Kid in stores, specifically in UK stores in this case, but it could very well carry over into US stores, which I really hope it doesn't. I have seen some of the sets on discount at a LEGO store, which is really rare.
Yeah.
But when I asked, I posted this on the Eurobricks site, and I asked him, why is Monkey Kid failing? Why is LEGO stopping this? One guy replied, shout out to a guy from somewhere. That's literally what it's called. And I think this kind of sums up how people are feeling about Monkey Kid and why it's not doing so hot in the West specifically. So he says, my main issue with the theme has been the price, especially for someone who doesn't have a whole lot of budget. They've only been able to get like smaller stuff. Especially the first wave of Monkey Kid sets, which is far and away the best wave from a set point of view. Okay, that's subjective. The sets were greatly overpriced from release, and unfortunately the best sets, in my opinion, are always the largest sets, which like all the S tier ones are all $100+. Well, okay, Demon Evil King was 90. The HQ, Bone Demon, Monkey Mech. The smaller sets are fine, but don't have the same charm as the big ones. Another issue is the fact that sets aren't widely available. Right, you can't get them in like a Walmart or a Target, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sets like Flower Fruit Mountain. Oh wait. Only being able to be purchased through LEGO, it means you can't just walk in the store and pick a set up like he does with Ninjago. That's why I prefer Ninjago. It's cheaper, has great builds, and is widely available. Hopefully, though, the fact that Monkey Kid may be coming to Amazon, that's rumored for October 2021, will help boost the sales and discount some of the pricier sets. I think despite the bad news, Monkey Kid will turn to be a theme that a lot more people can enjoy. And I love the optimism, and I think that sums up perfectly what's wrong right now with Monkey Kid, as well as the fact that it is so amazing. We've seen so many amazing sets from it so far. Quirky builds, creepy builds, interactive builds, cool figures, a fun story. Just got to get that TV show released in the West.
That's what I was going to say, is that guy nailed it on the head, except the one extra thing is that the TV show's not accessible either, so there's even less attachment. But yeah, he nailed it on the head. there. But if you have a big budget and you go to the Lego store a lot, then this is the theme for you.
And if you love Macaque and the Bone Demon, and this random guy.
But yeah, maybe next time we could talk maybe about something I like Venom. Okay, let's rank every
Last
Venom
week,
set.
We talked
Please.
about something you liked, which was Lego lightsabers. Come on, that was.
But what the heck, but that's something.
No, yeah, we should. All the Lego Venom sets. No, like Nexonites, that'd be fun. Talking about Nexonites.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. No spoilers, but just hope you enjoy. Please follow at Sakuga Build on Instagram. Please, please, please. It's so litty and it's so fun. But you don't have to. So just, chill and vibe. Sorry this podcast was long. Psych. There's a lot of content.
I'm not apologizing. We've been looking forward to this for a long time, but I've been looking forward to this. And I hope that by watching this, you have seen maybe a set that you weren't really interested in before, but now you're interested in, and that you can share some of the fun, joy, and love that is Lego Monkie Kid.
And check your Lego stores if it's probably on discount at this rate, because no one buys it. Just keep it in your purse. Okay. With that being said, Whiplash says goodbye.